Всем привет, меня зовут Ксения, я переводчик и англомама, и на данный момент преподаю английский в Кристофер Art Club. Сегодня мы поговорим с вами о том, как можно объединить творчество и английский на такой непростой теме, как человеческий организм, human body. Okay, so today we are talking about human body. And to tell the truth, human body is a very complex system that consists of a variety of small systems. Let's have a closer look. First of all, respiratory system or breathing system. This one helps us to breathe. We all breathe in and breathe out. In order to do that, we use the lungs. That's where they are located. Then there is a windpipe and there is a nose over here. Then there is digestive system. Digestive system is responsible for digesting the food that we eat. So first, we're using our teeth for chewing the food, making it very small. Then the food goes down the food pipe. Yeah, so you see here we talk about windpipe, here's food pipe. Then it goes into stomach, and then large intestine, small intestine, and then we just poop it out. Yeah, that's how it works. Then the muscular system. The muscular system enables us to make different kind of movements. Yeah, to lift something, to jump, we use our muscles for that. One of the most important system, that's skeleton, because skeleton is like a frame. It's like bricks of the house. So inside the house it can be very cozy, but if there is a leak in the wall or any break, we wouldn't be able to move. We wouldn't be able even to walk properly. So these are the bones. And if you take a closer look, you'll see that some bones have funny shapes, like these ones. That's called the rib cage. Rib cage is protection for the lungs. So in case that person gets hurt somehow, the lungs and heart are protected. The same about the skull. The brain, where is the brain? Okay, over here, yeah? The brain is inside and it's very safe in the secure cage. Then, circulatory system. This system, which consists of heart, well, like the engine, we can compare the heart with the engine of the car. And the blood circulates through the body, bringing the oxygen and other important things so that our body can work properly. Nervous system. The nervous system is formed of the brain, spinal cord, and all the nerves. They go through the entire body, even the fingers and the toes, everywhere. Urinary system. The urinary system is formed of the bladder, which is right over here, kidneys, and the tubes connected to them. So when we drink something, the kidneys filter that and we'll just pee the things that are not useful away, and the good stuff is taken back to the blood. Skeletal system, I just talked about it already, yeah, one of the most important ones. And reproductive system. That's the system that helps people to reproduce. So that means that there is not just one person, but there is 2, 3, more and more, giving birth to new life. And now, in order to understand it even better, we're going to make an art project. Okay, this is the picture number 1 and the first important system. This is the skeleton, the skull, bones, the rib cage, and the rest of the bones. Then I take a glue stick and I put some glue on the sides. And then carefully make sure that you put glue only on the side, so you would be able to open it easily. Yeah, this system is called breathing system. Yeah, we have nose, windpipe, and the lungs. Okay. Furthermore, this is blood system. Yeah, the system that is responsible for carrying the blood within our body. Right now, first of all, I'm just sticking it to the picture, but you feel free to color it the way you want. Yeah? Okay, we already have 3 systems: skeleton, then breathing system, and blood system. Then we're going to talk about digesting. Yeah, we have stomach, kidneys, and small and large intestines, which are responsible for digesting the food. Make sure that you don't have to hurry, make sure that you take your time and glue it smooth and nice. Yeah, I'm hurrying a little bit, see? Okay. The next system is endocrine system. Well, it happens though that there is nerve system, which helps to bring signals from brain to different parts of the body through the nerves. But endocrine system is responsible for bringing the signals from brain to other body organs with chemicals. So that's how it works. Brain, lungs, heart, stomach, small and large intestines, and kidneys. See? So if you have a look, it goes like a great puzzle. This is going to be the nerve system. Drawing your attention that nerves are spread throughout the entire body. There is not a place where you wouldn't find nerves. They should be everywhere. Okay? Muscular system. Muscles, that's the thing that gives us strength. So we can lift something very heavy. If our muscle system is not strong enough, we wouldn't be able to do that. Okay? And the rest, that's how we look in real life. Because all the systems are hidden inside, and we don't have opportunity, and probably that's good, to pick inside. But having this, you can. Muscular system, nervous system, endocrine system, digestive system, a blood system, breathing system, and skeleton. Here it goes like this. We're talking about fantastic book by Julia Donaldson, The Smartest Giant in Town. George was a giant, the scruffiest giant in town. He always wore the same pair of old brown sandals and the same old patched-up gown. "I wish I wasn't the scruffiest giant in town," he said sadly. But one day, George noticed a new shop. It was full of smart clothes, so he bought smart shirts, smart pair of trousers, smart belt, smart strappy tie, some smart socks with diamonds up the sides, and a pair of smart, shiny shoes. "Now I'm the smartest giant in town," he said proudly. George left his old clothes behind the shop. He was about to go home when he heard a sound. On the pavement stood a giraffe, who was sniffing sadly. "What's the matter?" asked George. "It's my neck," said the giraffe. "It's so very long and so very cold. I wish I had a long, warm scarf." "Cheer up," said George, and he took off his strappy tie. "Well, it didn't match my socks anyway," he said, as he wound it round and round the giraffe's neck. "It made a wonderful scarf." "Thank you," said the giraffe. As George strode towards home, he said to himself, "My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe, but look me up and down. I'm the smartest giant in town." George came to a river. On a boat stood a goat, who was bleating loudly. "What's the matter?" asked George. "It's my sail," said the goat. "It blew away in storm. I wish I had a strong new sail for my boat." "Cheer up," said George, and he took off his new white shirt. "It kept coming untucked anyway," he said, as he tied it to the mast of the boat goat. "It made magnificent sail." "Thank you," said the goat. George strode on singing to himself. "My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe. My shirt on a boat is a sail for a goat. But look me up and down. I'm the smartest giant in town." George came to a tiny, ruined house. Beside the house stood a white mouse with lots of baby mice. They were all squeaking. "What's the matter?" asked George. "It's our house," squeaked the mother mouse. "It burned down, and now we have nowhere to live. I wish we had a nice new house." "Cheer up," said George, and he took off one of his shiny shoes. "It was giving me blisters anyway," he said. As the mouse and her baby scrambled inside, the shoe made a perfect home for them. "Thank you," they squeaked. George had to hop along the road now, but he didn't mind. As he hopped, he said to himself, "My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe. My shirt on a boat as a sail for a goat. My shoe is a house for a little white mouse. But look me up and down. I'm the smartest giant in town." George came to a campsite. Beside a tent stood a fox who was crying. "What's the matter?" asked George. "Hi, it's my sleeping bag," said the fox. "I dropped it in a puddle. I wish I had a warm, dry sleeping bag." "Cheer up," said George, and he took off one of his socks with diamonds up the sides. "Well, it was tickling my toes anyway," he said as the fox snugged into it. "It made a very fine sleeping bag." "Thank you," said the fox. George hopped on, singing to himself, "My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe. My shirt on a boat as a sail for a goat. My shoe is a house for a little white mouse. One of my socks is a bed for a fox. But look me up and down. I'm the smartest giant in town." George came to a big squelchy bog. Beside the bog stood a dog who was howling. "What's the matter?" asked George. "Oh, it's this bog," said the dog. "I need to cross it, but I keep getting stuck in the mud. I wish there was a safe drive path." "Cheer up," said George, and he took off his smart new belt. "Well, it was squishing my tummy anyway," he said as he laid it down over the bog. "It made an excellent path." "Thank you," said the dog. The wind started to blow, but George didn't mind. He hopped on, singing to himself, "My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe. My shirt on a boat as a sail for a goat. My shoe is a house for a little white mouse. One of my socks is a bed for a fox. My belt helped a dog who was crossing the bog, but oh, my trousers are falling down. I'm the coldest giant in town." Suddenly, George felt sad and shivery and not at all smart. He stood on one foot and thought, "I have to go back to the shop and buy some more clothes," he decided. He turned round and hopped all the way back to the shop. But when he got there, it was closed. "Oh no!" cried George. He sat down onto the doorstep and a tear ran down his nose. He felt as sad as all the animals he had met on his way home. Then, out of the corner of his eye, he saw a bag with something familiar poking out of the top. George took a closer look. "My gown! My dear old gown and sandals!" George put them on. They felt wonderfully comfortable. "I'm the coziest giant in town," he cried, and he danced back home along the road. Outside his front door stood all the animals he had helped. They were carrying an enormous present. "Come on, George," they said. "Open it." George untied the ribbon. Inside was a beautiful paper crown and a card. "Look inside, George. Look." George put the crown on his head and opened the card, and inside it said, "Your tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe. Your shirt on a boat is a sail for a goat. Your shoe is a house for a little white mouse. One of your socks is a bed for a fox. Your belt helped a dog who was crossing a bog. So here's a very fine crown to go with the sandals and gown of the kindest giant in town."